And thank God, as part of His Excellency Manifesto on the agric mechanization centers, I think it will be a blessing for our region, and we will collaborate with all relevant stakeholders to see how we can improve production.
One of the major issues that confront us as a region, and to be specific, we have places like Chiruponi where from time to time we have these security issues coming up. Places like Bunkrugu, Yunyu, what steps are you going to put in place to make sure that at least we minimize this conflicts and for the place to be very peaceful so that people, the inhabitants of the region can carry out their businesses without any fear? Thank you.
We need to have effective engagement with relevant stakeholders, chiefs, opinion leaders, and the youth. If given the nod by this August House, I will engage all my MPs, and I will make it mandatory for every quarter for us to sit down and review some of the issues that are coming up and look at how we can combat it on the ground. Mechanization policy that is coming, which I'm going to give it my blessing if I've given the nod by this House. When the youth are engaged, I think we will reduce drastically some of these skirmishes that come up in the region.
Thank you very much. I will then proceed to give the floor to Dr. Mahama Kabiru Tia.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, in congratulating our senior brother, Ekeda, a committed member of the National Democratic Congress, who has risen through the rank to become the regional minister of the newly created Northeast region. Congratulations, my brother. And also, I will also want to send the nominee to some few corrections on the CV. The CV, page 1, you acquired Bachelor of Science, Information and Communication Technology from GIMPA. You have to check the years. It could be it's done in 2 years. And I'm not sure GIMPA offers a degree program for 2 years, so check the date. Also, on page 3, you mentioned that you had served as an appointed assembly member from 1994 to 2001. But when you go to page 4, on the leadership position, it was from 1993 to 2000. So you correct that anomaly as well, because the House of Parliament or committee is a House of Records. And we want
Honorable member, you are presuming that these are mistakes. So you need to ask whether it is really a mistake or not, because on the CV, I see that from 2004 to 2006, the nominee obtained from the same GIMPA a diploma in computer science. So having obtained a diploma in computer science, it is possible for him to do 2 years degree. So
once that is taken, but the second point cannot be, there's no explanation, but except to say that it's a mistake, because page 4. All right, so let's go through the motion. So, Mr. Nominee, you stated here on your CV, and it is 2007 to 2009.
Honorable member, which one are you talking on specifically?
On the degree.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I did the diploma for 2 years and the degree for 2 years. 2004 to 2006 and 2007 to 2009.
On page 3, you said you served as an assembly member appointed 1994 to 2001. And on page 4, you stated it was from... Yeah, so 3. Can you go to page 3?
Page 3. Okay, yeah, I've seen it.
On page 3, 1994 to 2001, East Mamprosi District Assembly served as government appointee to the Assembly for 2 terms. Now, compare that with page 4, where you stated your leadership position, and that spans from 1993 to 2000. Is there any explanation for that?
I think that might be an error on my part, but I served the assembly for 80 years. When in the 1992, after the elections, and then the assemblies were formulated, I was appointed as a government appointee, and I served the full term until when NDC lost power, that my appointment was revoked.
All right, thank you. So you will correct those mistakes. Mr. Nob, there are ongoing projects, and I'm sure you are aware of a lot of ongoing projects in the region. We have some of them have been stalled due to the debt exchange program. Some of them are actually inhibited because there's no funding opportunity for them. Now, Lirgo, Napanduru Bongporugo route, we have the Wulugu passenger route, we have the Nasia Janga route, we have the Nasia Mimima route. All of these routes, some of them were awarded as far back as 2017. What, as a regional minister and representing the president in the Northeast region, what will you do when you are given the opportunity by the committee or by Parliament to serve as a regional in respect of these ongoing projects? Thank you.
Are so dear to the hearts of the people, and we are there as humble servants of the people, and we have to ensure that all those projects are executed, even by the policy of our president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. He has pledged on several occasions that he will complete all projects that are ongoing and will initiate fresh projects. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. A follow-up. Do I get the assurance from you, and I'm asking this on behalf of the people and the community so affected or so involved, watch, if given the nod?
Thank you, Chair. I will collaborate with you as my MPs in the region, and we will lobby all the ministries and agencies where they are directly involved to seek funding to get them completed. I'm even assuring you that the watermelon factory that you have started, which is not yet completed and is not working, that is my priority. I'll get the farmers to produce watermelon for it to go into full function. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My second question. Yeah, my second question. Mr. Chairman, I did a follow-up on the first question, and that has just been answered. The next is my substantive second question. My first question had to do with... Mr. Chairman, I thought I saw...
Please ask your last question.
Mr. Chairman, I thought I sought your leave.
Ask your
Mr.
last
Chairman,
question.
Mr. Chairman, I sought leave from you.
Please
to
ask
go
your
to
last question.
Mr. Chairman, I sought leave from you to ask preliminary questions. So if those questions are, if you are not granting me the opportunity to ask 3 questions...
Please go ahead
let
and
the record
ask your
reflect it.
question.
Thank you very much.
Last question.
But that is my second question. If it is granted as a last question, I take that as your ruling, Chairman. Thank you. On issues of flooding, we have a lot of issues regarding flooding. And if you recall, a lot of areas, including Wale Wale and Yakaba Kubore, have faced these perennial flooding issues. And we have the ongoing Polugu multipurpose dam. Again, that is also a stalled project. How are you going to harness the disaster, so-called, to an opportunity for the people of the Northeast region, taking into consideration that these farmers, or most people in these areas are farmers, and in the lean season, they are not engaged in the virtual of Northeast region?
Thank you, Chair. So I think he will end there, because that's my father. However, like I mentioned, of the putting in the water that spills over from the Palgo Dam, and will even go in to do dry season farming. That would encourage the farmers to do all year farming, to feed the factory. 2, with the floods, I will work with the relevant agencies for us to see how we can handle it and part of those areas to minimize Wale on yearly basis. I will flood the whole place and nobody can even live in. It's possible for us to engage them with the relevant stakeholders to see how we can migrate them to safer lands to avoid such a calamity. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will proceed to give the floor to Haji Aladi Ayamba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me take the opportunity to congratulate the nominee and say I wish you all the best. You have your people. I wish you the best. My question is, I have read on your CV, and your birthplace is a place where I think I have been very familiar with, and I know so much about that area that it is. And you, like you mentioned the production of a lot of rice and then watermelon and what have you. I just want to find out from you what steps you will take to make sure that value is added to these products to enable our teeming girls and boys who rush down to Accra, Kumasi, Techimang, and even places they don't know and are not sure of, so that they can have jobs and stop running to places where there are no jobs. What will you do to add value? Because the raw products are always there. What will you do to add value? Thank you.
Thank you, Mama. We have to collaborate with the sector ministry, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Trade and Industry, to see how we can put up industries within the. If we are able to do that, and I think it will help us. Secondly, I think that if Burkina Faso can produce tomatoes, we use region, we can equally produce tomatoes in the Northeast region. And that is one of my priorities that I would like to engage, to collaborate with relevant stakeholders, Ministry of Agric, and other sector ministries to see how we can raise funding, minimize post-harvest losses. By so doing, we will engage our youth and they will be gainfully employed. They will not move to.
Any further
Chairman,
questions?
my second question has to do with the girl child. It is very important to keep the girl child in school. But as someone from the northern sector myself, I know how difficult it has always been. What will you do, specially and specifically, not to ensure that they attend, stay in school, and complete at the level that they may be able to reach? Not cutting or stopping or being pulled out of school, the girl child specifically. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. We have to work on the perceptions of our people. And this, we need to do it by constantly engaging the relevant stakeholders. Ghana Education Service, I am effectively with them. And they engage GES to see how we can minimize that. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Any further question?
No, just to wish him the best in his office.
Thank you, Honorable Umar Alassan.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Nominee, congratulations. I wish you the best. I know you have worked hard for the party since 1993, and given this opportunity, you really prove that the party, we are here to reset the country. My question is in relation to your area, which is the healthcare. My question. No, it will come. No. To implement to improve healthcare services in the region. And view that you've been in the healthcare industry for quite a period.
Thank you, Chair. It will be my priority to increase access to health facilities by increasing the number of CHIPS compounds in our area and upgrading some of the existing facilities. Also, collaborating with the district assemblies to see how we can get incentives for doctors and nurses so that we can retain them in the region for our people to access healthcare.
Very well. Honorable Ritana Odolesowa, you have a question? Please do.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, the Minister for the Northeast region. Honorable Namuni, congratulations. Your region has a lot of tourism potentials, and I want to know what are some of the programs or measures you would put in place to liaise with the tourism ministry to ensure that you promote tourism to bring more revenue to the area. And also, how would you develop the tourism infrastructure so that when tourists come, they'll have a place to live, which will be affordable and beneficial to the people of the region? Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. That is very true. In Gambaga, we have the ancestral. I think that is another good side that we can develop very well and tie it to the festivities that we have within the area, such that the chief in Burkina Faso income for the assembly and the region. Secondly, we have the Nigeringa Wall, which is in Alergu. We've all read it in the books. It's a very good place that we can develop. I'll do that in collaboration with my MPs. Again, we have from there, and even get our youth and some of the ladies to work there. And then when they are there, gainfully employed, I think that especially the KIA. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Yeah, Chairman, thank you. I wish to congratulate you again and wish you well on your new appointment. All the best. God bless you.
Madam, I'm most grateful.
Thank you, Mohammed Muniru. Nuruddin, okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Onom is very proud of you because we know you can do the job. My question has to do with the insecurity from Boku to Wale Wale. The Boku conflict is not only now in Upper East, it is now spelled to the Northeast region. And you realize that whenever there's an attack on the Boku-Bolga road, a replicate attack happened in the Wale Wale, Bolga, will ensure that these issues are resolved amicable and the people will live in peace.
Thank you, Chair. Uncle, I will collaborate effectively with him and with the security agencies for them, and I hope that my brother too in Upper East Region, my uncle in Upper East Region will do same on the Bolga-Boku stretch. And when we do that, and this is the president, this is the best way to start engaging. When we keep engaging each other, I think we'll get a lasting solution to the problem. Thank you.
Any further questions?
You realize that in the past,
it was brought to my attention for the skirmishes that happened in Wale Wale. However, I will not leave it there. I will still engage them for us to see how we can handle it effectively.
my final question, let me make that one final question. Honorable Ibrahim, as a young region that was created by His Excellency Nanadu Danko Akufo-Addo, we still have a lot of educational challenges that are still at the growth stage. And 2 nursing training colleges, the one in Yagba and the one in Wale Wale. And also the previous Mahama administration also started a new site for the Gambaga College of Education. If given the nod by this committee,
how will you collaborate with the relevant agencies to make sure that these institutions are upgraded and get infrastructure at the level of those that are already existent? Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. As I mentioned earlier, His Excellency has promised that his government will continue with all projects that were started by the former president. He said they are so relevant to us. As an MP from my constituency, we will collaborate and see how we can raise funds for those projects which are so dear to the people to be completed. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I wish you all the best. Thank you.
It's now the turn of Honorable Muhammad Shaibu.
Chairman, thank you so very much. Nomination. A few years ago, your region, including mine, were created. We were all very excited. Indeed, there was pomp and pageantry to welcome. I'm sure you and I are disappointed that the rate at which we wanted development to go, we're not getting it that way. Mr. Nominee, you would need an aggressive. Please tell us what plans you have in this direction.
Thank you, Chair. As I mentioned, as a new minister, I will learn from my previous ministers who have been in that position, and I will collaborate with you, some of you, the MPs too, so that we go through all the relevant ministries, Ministry of Finance, the Common Fund Administration, to get this, our infant regions also grow up to a pace with the previous regions. Legislators, you know it. Most of the ministers are from Parliament. I'll use, and then we'll see how Alassane Suleiman Ali has just blessed, and our senior MP, Dr. Ebed Bandim Azuma, for us to comb all the ministries and see how we can bring development to our people. Thank you.
Honorable Nominee,
We have some order.
your region, just like other new regions, there's normally a dominant tribal grouping, and the others will normally accuse the dominant of uneven development. The good people of your region, the diverse ethnic groups, that you will have a balanced.
For sure, that will be more relevant stakeholders. And getting all the districts within my region having the fair share of the cake is my priority.
Chairman,
Thank
I wish
you.
him Allah's blessings.
Thank you very much.
Very much. Congratulations. I can see your honorable chairman behind you, giving you all the support. It's our former colleague, Honorable Tanko. Welcome to the House. Honorable, I know a lot of trade, and some way, somehow, I'm sure you are aware about that. I know your area very well. What are some of the challenges around those unapproved routes and the security concerns that it brings to you as an incoming minister? And what steps you are going to take to address some of them? Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. That is a reality. In the whole of the UNU area, there's not even a single tarred road. And that is a district, not even having the potential of rice growing. But the root, and I think that if we collaborate with or lobby the Minister of Highways, getting the road network from Chereponi through Wenchigi to Bunkurgu, I mean, we are opening up the area. And again, Tema, Nason to Napanduri, and then getting to the Upper East region, I think we will open up the place for business. Again, we will have to collaborate with the security agencies to see how we can put checkpoints around the area to curb some of the armed robberies that go around that side.
Chairman, my second question. You are going to be chairing the RECSEC in a region that is split in the middle between the NDC and the MPP in terms of parliamentary seats. 3-3. The MPP won a presidential vote. It's always been like that since the region was created. That's why you have 3 of your MPs on my left here. You need to be a team player to ensure a smooth administration.
I mentioned that I would like to be holding quarterly meetings with all my MPs in the region for us to see how we can develop the region as a whole. And I'll open my doors for consultations with all the 3 MPs to my right and my 3 MPs to my left. Thank you.
Well, it's easier said than done. When you are directed to stop the payment of their common fund in the region. And our advice is not a question, that the previous administration took some steps to address these challenges. The area of rural telephony. Our entry that the good people of Northeast are well connected in the area of telephony to ensure that they're able to communicate to the rest of the world. I thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll proceed to give the floor to Honorable George Rickett Hagan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Nominee, congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you, Honorable.
I just have one question, or partly could be advice, actually. First of all, welcome to the club of regional ministers, present and past, challenges to do with decentralized ministries and departments that we have in all the regions. And many a times, projects happen, or something will be going on in your region by a ministry that you will have no knowledge of. You may even find yourself in a situation where you have to sign a certificate of a project because the composite budget system that we have been talking about for many years actually hasn't worked. So every resources from the ministry itself in Accra. So projects are awarded from Accra, you will have no knowledge of it until you are aware of all projects carried out by ministries, their departments, and their agencies. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. If given the nod, as the head of the region and the head of the Regional Coordinating Council, all relevant organizations within the region will having constant dialogue with the heads of departments and agencies in the region, you have a fair idea as to what is going on in their various departments. And that will give us a clear idea as to how we will cooperate and then bring good governance to our people. Thank you.
Honorable Nominee, I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable.
I now give the floor to Deputy Whip, Available Ranking.
Honorable Chair, thank you very much. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I see you are married with 7 children. How many wives?
I'm a Muslim and I'm entitled to 4 wives.
Please, you haven't answered my question.
Oh, I have 2 wives.
For those who are also keenly interested, if they want to apply, they can apply. I see no problem with that. Or you don't
Are
agree
you
with
interested because you are potential?
Honorable nominee, so there is a witch camp in Gambaga. That is correct.
Yes.
Do you, in the first place, believe in witchcraft?
I don't believe in witchcraft, but it exists.
Do you have any plans at all with reference to the witch camp in Gambaga? Any plans? Do you want to maintain? Do you want to develop? Do you want to refurbish? What about the standard of living of the people in the camp? What are your plans?
Thank you, Chair. The history of the Gambaga witches camp is so interesting. They used to kill them. And the then Imam, the Gambarana, has some spiritual powers that can neutralize the witchery. Why not we send them there for him to prove, or otherwise, whether they are witches or not? And that was when they stopped the killing of witches. So the Gambaga witches camp served as a home for the witches. So when they get there, when he proves that you are not a witch, they allow you to go back. If it turns otherwise, then you remain there, and then he will use his spiritual powers to neutralize the witchery in the witch. When this is done, there's another NGO that is now working with the witches camp, and we call it Go Home Project, which is funded by the Presby Church, for the acceptance of the alleged witch or the perceived witch back into his community. And it works out. Sometimes they assist them. They give them food, they give them clothing, they have accommodation that they are living there. As I'm talking to you, there is borehole that is serving that community with water. I can recall on a number of occasions, Her Excellency, the President's wife, Madam Lodina, has been visiting them on every occasion, are willing to get back home, provided the community is ready to accept them, they move home. And there are some there, when you even want them to go home, they will tell them, look, this is a safe home for me, and I'm not willing to go back to my community. So these are the issues surrounding the Gambaga witches camp. If you do not understand the dynamics and how it came about, if you use one method, it may not work well for they themselves. Decade issue, which we need to deal with. It cannot just be a day's event. We all think that, look. It cannot just be a day's event. We all think that, look, this camp should be abolished. This camp should be abolished. Thank you. Locations at the Gambaga Palace. That a perceived palace. That a perceived or an alleged witch came. Perceived or an alleged witch came. And they slaughtered them. And I bewitched. So, in that, if she's the one accused, admitting that yes, this is the reality. Admitting that yes, this is the reality. What else can one say? What else can one say?
I think you've been a youth organizer or the organizer of your constituency for about 3 years, 2022, 2023 to 2025. So if, by God's grace, this committee approves of your nomination, you are going to be the regional minister of the Northeast region. It's a double-edged sword. You are going to, as it were, be, and you're also supposed to be taking care of the New Patriotic Party. Without seeing your regional coordinating council as an extension of your party office.
Thank you, Chair. I am
of your party office.
Thank you, Chair. I am not only a party executive, but I'm a founding member of the NDC. In the formation of the party, I was there. When they were launching the party in NDC. In the formation of the party, I was there. When they were launching the party in Cape Coast, I was there. And as you write, was my boy. And now he's an MP and the MPP. He knows it. He worked at all. We want development. And where we are, we need to work collectively to develop the region. Thank you.
I want to find out, have you perchance seen or perused a report from the Ghana Statistical Service? That's the 2021 Ghana Statistical Service report on population and housing census. That says that water and sanitation, over half of the Northeast region, the urban household practice open defecation.
I've heard of that.
You pass there something. You are a fine gentleman going into this big office of regional minister. What will be your plans and policies to eradicate open defecation?
Thank you, Chair. Continuous sensitization of our people in the rural communities will do the deal for us to see how we can raise that will also minimize some of the polluted waters that we have around. Thank you. When we have water flowing to their houses, I think it will keep some of the open defecations because some of them can even provide water closest for their house, provided there is water for them to use. And as development, social welfare, and I think we can get it eradicated. Thank you.
My chairman says good answer. I think he's your number one supporter here. I will do as regional minister.
Yeah, it's a huge challenge. I am there to monitor and supervise all the MMDC, DAs, and the district assemblies in the region.
In fact, I need you to elaborate.
Honorable member.
Apart from monitoring and supervising.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm the head of the Regional Security Committee. And I will open my doors to all stakeholders in the region to see how I can minimize conflicts in the region. Thank you.
Very well. And you are aware there are some conflicts in your region. As your exec chairman, okay, so I don't have to assume like chairman would advise. Do you know if there are some conflicts in your region?
Thank you, Chairman. Not only my region. In the whole of the country, there are conflicts all over. So as a head, certainly you know, once we are dealing with human beings, these issues will come up, and when they come up, you use the security agencies, the chiefs, the opinion leaders, the youth, to see how we can mitigate.
Gender inequality remains a challenge in the Northeast, and I'm sure you see in the whole of Ghana, since I've seen the trend of your answers. In particular, the Northeast region. How do you, Mr. Chair, so it doesn't mean that if you are going to Northeast, you can't go and deal with issues of gender inequality in Northeast. So I want to find out from you, what do you intend to do as regional minister with the issue of gender inequality?
Thank you, Chair. I'll prioritize
Are there some tourist sites in your region, and what do you intend to do with them?
Please, this question has been asked and answered. So,
In the country, any special plans for your region as to how to eradicate poverty?
thank you. If the Ministry of Agric, Ministry of Trade and Industry, and all other relevant organizations that will assist my region, we can produce rice in my region to feed the whole country. Secondly, I mentioned earlier, the legacy the MPP government left uncompleted because it is not yet put to use. The watermelon factory farming. And I think, I mentioned again about the tomato farming. If Burkina Faso can produce tomatoes, we can buy 100 vehicles leave Kumasi and go to Burkina Faso to purchase tomatoes. And I think, with the collaboration of this August House, with my MPs and the Ministry of Agric, Ministry of Finance, if we get the required funding, I think we can do the trick for the country in the course of tomato production. Thank you.
Okay, I think I'm more excited about that response. I want to also find out, how do you intend to integrate the Northeast region into the broader national development agenda, as in ensuring that it receives maximum attention and resources from central government?
Thank you, Chair. If I'm given the nod by this August House, I'll get all the various stakeholders in the region and the departments for us to come out with a blueprint